Hi. In the last video that I did concerning the Bearing Book, the Bearing Book in its coverage of Acts 15 has 3 chapters where they find a central authority in the early church at Jerusalem. We read last time the whole of Acts chapter 15, and we were watching for who were in the group discussions, where did the dispute arise from, and how was the dispute handled, and why was the gathering at Jerusalem. The first 2 verses in Acts chapter 15 outline what the dispute is, where it came from, and why they go to Jerusalem. Verses 1 and 2. Now some men came down from Judea and began to teach the brothers, unless you get circumcised according to the custom of Moses, you cannot be saved. But after quite a bit of dissension and disputing by Paul and Barnabas with them, it was arranged for Paul, Barnabas, and some of the others to go up to the apostles and elders in Jerusalem regarding this issue. The dispute seems to be over circumcision. Is it necessary? And it tells you in the very first sentence that it comes from men in Judea. So that's where the dispute really arises, from that teaching from brothers or from people in Judea, Jerusalem. So it makes sense that they go to meet in Jerusalem to figure this all out. At the meeting is Paul and Barnabas, some with them, the apostles and elders in Jerusalem. Now we'll read verses 4 and 5, which give us more detail as to when they get there, who's there. On arriving in Jerusalem, they were kindly received by the congregation and the apostles and the elders, and they related the many things God had done by means of them. But some of those of the sect of the Pharisees who had become believers stood up from their seats and said, "It is necessary to circumcise them and command them to observe the law of Moses." Paul and Barnabas are received then by the apostles, elders, and the congregation, and they talk to all of them. They relate what God has been doing with them, or how he's been using them in their missionary tours. Some of the believers, in verse 5, it says, are of the sect of the Pharisees and had become believers. So they hold the same position as the original men. I don't know if it's the same men, but the men in the first verse, they're saying the same thing as they said. Circumcision is necessary. And they give their reason, and it's biblical. The reason is that the Old Testament command of Moses is that you be circumcised. Let's just pause here and think about or consider who sent Paul and Barnabas out on their missionary work. Was it Jerusalem? Was it from Jerusalem, a Jerusalem governing body? You have to backtrack a little to chapter 14, which tells you who sent them. Verses 24 to 26. Then they went through Pisidia and came into Pamphylia, and after proclaiming the word in Perga, they went down to Attalia. We're talking about Paul and Barnabas. From there, they sailed off for Antioch, where they had been entrusted to the undeserved kindness of God for the work they had now completed. So one thing that I was always confused by is one of the places they'd gone to was Antioch, but there's two Antiochs. One is where they started from, Antioch of Syria, and one was where they preached in Antioch of Pisidia. So we have to know that there's two Antiochs. In the thumbnail, David has put a map that you can find in the Silver Sword. It's a map, let's see, what was it? I think it's 15b. No, it's B13. That map is a map of the missionary tours of Barnabas and Paul, and you'll see they all come from Antioch of Syria. So they seem to be the hub of the missionary force or missionary work. And they were entrusted by them to do this work. When we frequently hear that Paul and Barnabas faced opposition when they were going to these different places from Jewish synagogue attenders, not Christian Jews, but just Jewish synagogue attenders would come, and their dispute seems to have been mostly about who is the Messiah. But here you have a dispute between Jewish Christians and Paul and Barnabas, and it's about circumcision. Did we ever consider, though, when we were Jehovah's Witnesses, the makeup of the earliest Christians, the early Christian congregations? They were Jewish believers. They were believers in the Old Testament. It was the Old Testament that had persuaded them that Jesus fulfilled the scriptures about the Christ, the Messiah. So the majority of the Jews of that first century time, which was approximately 6 to 8 million in the world, were Pharisaic in their thinking and their beliefs. They accepted the 39 Old Testament books that we have in Protestant Bibles and in the Watchtower's Bible. They were accepting of those scriptures. So when you quote from the Old Testament, you are quoting from their canon. I think this kind of helps us to understand why the dispute arises, because there's an influx of Gentiles that have just come into their community. So the logic from their perspective is that those who join them, who join God's people, would need to accept the Old Testament law of Moses, circumcision, and the Messiah. And they would see this just as a natural extension of all that Jewish Christians believed, because the Jewish Christians continued to go to synagogue. They did not view it as a different religion or as a false religion. Paul and Barnabas agreed. They also continued to attend synagogues and to go to temple. They all accepted the 39 Old Testament canon scriptures. They had the Pharisees' canon. So it's I think it's something that you don't think about. Well, they're using scripture to give their reason for why they think circumcision is necessary. So I think that helps us understand why there's tension there. I'm going to link to a video. David did a series of videos of John Stott's material in Acts, and he has several videos that are just on Acts 15. So I'm giving you the starting one, which is number 3 of the series, and it goes actually to 9 in the series, where he's just talking about Acts 15, if you want further information. Thanks for listening.